Are we on the way of living or on the way of dying? Or perhaps both? It's a funny thought. Why did I think about it? Yeah, maybe I was talking about my age 77 to someone. Didn't mean to get mercy for them to treat me well. But the Apple support again, they didn't show up. So I wrote them letter. The appointment was today at 9 o'clock Hawaiian Standard Time. And Johnny from, I think my pronunciation is right, Apple Support said that we'll meet on this day at this time. I waited for 2 hours, all prepared. My 2 MacBooks, external discs, iPhone, and earphone to go with it because it's noisy in that area. I have to move it to a place where I get lots of Wi-Fi, wavelength, all of them. I'm preparing what to talk. They didn't show up. So I sent the letter. I forgot what I said. But yeah, that's right. I finally said, by the way, I'm age 77, I'm doing this takes so much time and energy. And if you don't show up, it's really sad. When you are old, one thing you notice is that you may lose some memories. What I found it interesting is that when I'm in the now, memory tend to be picked up much more easily, especially when I'm doing things and moving A to B to C, and each location I may remember certain things. But the name of the person or the location, it's become more difficult. But it's not crucial. I think what happens is that if this is a symptom of dying of the cells in the brain, neuron connection, it's a part of death. And more of that is more of death. And possibly there may be more, how do you call that, plasticity, generating some neurons or connections. So that's another life, so to speak, that you can prepare for certain things more appropriately because you have this connection. I said as I get older, I feel younger. Maybe I don't worry too much. And the kids would play. I love playing, smile, connection. Yes, connection is so important. As much as the neuron connection is important, person-to-person connection also, so that the species as human can do things better. I had this talk with Christian, and he was doing some work at the plug when I was waiting for this phone call from Apple, which never happened. He was fixing something, and he turned out to be the diver, so we talked about it. What's relating to the memory? Actually, the point, I guess, is that connection. That he's 24 or 23 from California, and he has a motorcycle, and I talked about spearfishing. He's from California, something that we have common background. I think we make it along fine, in spite of the age difference of 50 years or more. Why so? The way he smiled, he's casual, he's open. We talked about, or I asked is his future, and he seemed to be happy being just behind the office desk upstairs And I go there every now and then to pay the bill. And the last time I was there, he was there, and we communicated about diving. So this is the second time, so we exchanged the phone number. I don't know what we're gonna do. But the play. Yeah, that's a good way to look at the playfulness. When you have the playfulness, you with certain subject, especially relating to someone who may have the similar interest, so you have a closer linkage, communication that you can relate to. You don't have to explain too much. Actually, that thought triggered another thought. So that's part of the connection. Like the case with Christian about the hobby and interest and playfulness help us to communicate, relate to each other, and have fun together, while each has his own way of having fun. But there's a common ground. That common ground, I can even call it the heart, where we came from. It may be shallow depth or maybe deeper, but if you think about how we survived from the nature, we have to be very attentive to what's going on and make a right judgment. If you don't, you may die. So if you think about certain people having very egotistical tendency, you can also understand that that egotistical tendency might have come from his parents, or even before that, ancestors. Going back, for them to survive, you have to do this, you have to do that, so that a certain person, me included, or you included, may inherit good or bad certain tendencies. So back to this discussion of the communication, shared understanding, not the competing. The other way is relating to each other. People, even to the point of compassion, or sharing the idea of how to spear and what fish and how much depth, all that story. So there's a term called Sangha, or if you look at the Zen practice, there are people who gather to a certain temple or the person, attracted to the way he teaches or how he lives. Perhaps the same thing with the university professors. Some professors attract certain students all the way around the world. So we have a better communication, better understanding, better potential, creative thought, and having fun. Suddenly I thought about Richard Feynman, him having fun, and it spread to other people. I wish we all, human beings, have some trait that we all can relate to each other, and also with other species. Let's think about it. Let's feel about such. And just looking at the tree leaves dancing in the wind, the clouds hovering, and the shadow of the trees, they provide some cool spot under that hill, under their trees. We relate to each other. Good may come with bad. And the negative comes with positive. Lots of relationship. But let's hope the idea, having fun, sharing those events, resonating, connecting to at the root level, sharing ideas, and moving forward. Like a Sangha. Yeah, there are three elements. Buddhoso. Butz is Buddha. Four is Dharma or laws of nature, and the soul is Sangha, Buddha. 3 gems, perhaps it's called. I don't know how they say it in English. Some principle way, law to go with it, and the person who are into it masters, and then the Sangha, the people congregate, is that the word? Come together to share, promote, expand from generation to generation. Good or bad, it may be happening, and the competition may be a natural event that may take place. Even that, hopefully we get the most of it. I hear a bird sing. I feel connection to the nature. Not with the sharks, but sometimes I do. I met sharks many times. Some are dangerous looking, like a tiger shark, great white absent. But there's a respect. I mentioned that. It's like going to the cathedral in the water. Respect. Living, being, doing the best. It is understood or shared that when Buddha died, all the animals came and shed tears or some such thing. Compassion beyond the boundaries. Let's make the most of life with some connection. May all beings be happy and have fun.